I built a SimCity game over Thanksgiving.
All the
Look
buildings.
at all the like little people and the trains and the railroad crossings, and
Oh,
these are
those
all like made
explosions.
by Gemini. I love writing code. I love being an engineer. I find it really creative. It lets me take ideas and bring them into reality. And Cursor helped me translate these ambitious ideas I had into actual code. I walk into the office every day just being excited to use Cursor and write more code. So I think our culture is really built around that. I'm Andrew, and I work on the product at Cursor.
I love working with Andrew. We've been working together our entire adult lives, basically. I'm Jason. I lead product engineering with Andrew.
Setting the stage on our linear use, Cursor has a lot of products. We have a desktop app that lives on Mac, Windows, and Linux. We have a web app. We have multiple APIs, so for creating cloud agents, for managing your team. And then we also have integrations into Linear and Slack and some other products. That means that we have a huge array of bugs and reports and features that we want to be building across all these products.
We have PMs at Cursor, but it's not like we have a formal organization where this goes through product management and this is what a PM does versus engineer.
The lines for PM, engineering, data science, design are very blurry, meaning that engineers are often tweaking designs, engineers are adding and analyzing analytics, and then PMs are often in the code building prototypes or making changes to the product.
Every engineer is kind of a PM. Like, these lines are blurry and we don't need to have formal definitions on this is where engineering starts, this is where design stops, this is where a PM comes in.
Engineers own the polish of their features versus just the implementation. So if someone is building something, they don't hand it off to someone else for design polishing or for feedback or iteration. They really have to be the IC from inception to delivery.
BugBot's a great example where the engineer working on that, John, is doing the customer support. He's the one that pitched the idea of it. He built it. He figures out the new features. It's really not about fitting into the definitions of this is the role of someone that meets with customers, this is the role of someone who builds the thing. It's saying it's actually cohesive, entire end-to-end process. And if you're responsible and excited about what you're working on, you want to be involved in every step of that.
I think speed is an essential part of our culture that trickles down into other values. Speed also means that we need a very, very high accountability and fast-paced release process. That's where Linear helps us keep moving fast.
We constantly are basically deleting and rebuilding the product. Originally the product very much is focused on completing, the line of code that you're working on, then the file, now it's working across an entire code base.
I think the internal dog food and prototyping culture helps us move a lot faster, meaning that people can build something in a day and ship it into the internal version of Cursor by tomorrow. And so that lets us iterate extremely fast on things that we want to consider adding to the product.
It's almost like the default is that something gets worked on. So we have so much conversations, threads, ideas going on around in our Slack. And before, it's easy for something to kind of be discussed but lost. And because we're pretty diligent now about tracking things, when we open up Linear, you see that the Cursor agent has already started running, and so there's already a PR open, and you're able to test it out, and whether you want to merge it in or not, all of that is tracked and kept in sync.
We've nixed PRDs, but we still have RFCs, meaning that we have people internally who have ideas and they're requesting for comment from the team. And so I think of them not as specs for engineers to build, but more as ideas directionally that Cursor may evolve into.
I think it really kind of compresses not just in terms of being a central and unifying place for all the things that are going on and seeing those threads, but also just pushes us to ship more things because we are actually biasing more towards action than just discussion.
We look at metrics, we look at retention, we look at errors, and we can really see what users are adopting and which ones people are not. And that means, we'll try and spend time and polish and maybe tweak features that are really being used. But I think there are also cases where we try and experiment, it doesn't get adoption, we see people drop off in the funnel, and it's really just not working.
I would say it's not perfect. People are sometimes not always perfectly aligned. Sometimes there is thrash. People are working on, similar projects with different approaches. I actually think that's not the worst thing. It actually allows for great ideas to emerge.
Cursor changes so much every 6 months. That means we went from Command K to tab to agent to multiple agents to the browser and new layouts and everything. There's very, very intense internal criticism of these features.
You almost present your ideas through demos. We move really quickly to make things. We also can correct them and iterate and experiment. And so speed actually allows us to take kind of more shots on the goal when we're trying to figure out something in the product that we're not fully sure of yet.
We have to release Cursor on a almost bi-weekly cadence where we're shipping either small or large updates. And I think Linear helps us do that with confidence, meaning we burn down a list of issues that will block us shipping, and ICs are accountable for making sure that their features are done. And if we're in that state, we can keep shipping.